Right, well, this is exciting. We've got the iPhone 15 Plus here for you today. So I've done things a little bit differently this time round with my iPhone reviews. I went to the Pro model first and then back to the iPhone 15 Plus, which is basically just a larger version of the base model iPhone 15. It's with a 6.7-inch display. Nice big display as opposed to the 6.1-inch screen you get on that base model. I just wanted to find out, do I feel like I'm missing any features that I was using with the iPhone 15 Pro, or am I just not that much of a pro user and I'd be happy enough using this phone? Some of the differences, different choice of colors with these phones. You get black, blue, green, the new pink this year, and this is the yellow one. So the edges of the phone and the brushed aluminium finish are actually, it looks more like a gold color to me, but that's supposedly yellow. They're a little bit more rounded off. They're not super sharp edges like some of the previous generations have been, so that makes it a bit more comfortable to hold. And then on the back here, you'll see that it's a very pale lemon color, almost white. So that's quite subtle. But just to spice things up a bit, Apple kindly sent me this coral-coloured, very nice MagSafe case. I'm not sure if these are really my colours. Don't really match my outfit. But first world problems, right? Still, great product, great accessories. Now, some of the other differences here, of course, we've got the physical mute switch. As we used to with the iPhone. The Pro models this year, of course, come with an action button instead. Now, if you really want an action button, of course, why don't you grab yourself an Apple Watch Ultra to pair with this phone, because that comes with an action button there. And that does a lot of the same things that the action button on those Pro phones does as well. For example, I've set it to automatically set off my outdoor workout as soon as I leave the house with the dog. That works pretty well. And of course, the camera is a little bit different as well. We'll come to that shortly. There are a lot of things this year, though, that are the same between the Pro series and the base model. For example, the dynamic island, which is this bit up the top of the phone, of course, which we've talked about in other reviews. Now, for example, if I kick off my podcast there using this cool interactive widget, which is part of iOS 17, which of course is the same on all iPhones. And then if we go up to that dynamic island, it automatically opens that podcasting app. So I've got instant access to more controls. So that's used for a lot of things, and a lot more developers introducing a lot more dynamic island features to their apps, and I'm sure that will only grow more and more and more. Standby mode, which you perhaps have seen, is new for the entire iPhone range. That's where you put the iPhone in landscape mode on a MagSafe charger, and you get a nice clock and perhaps a calendar or your photos, or if you're traveling around and it's on your car charger, whatever media is playing, or indeed it'll bring up a map of your destination on one side of that standby mode screen. The only problem with that standby mode with this base model phone is you just don't have always on display. So that standby mode just disappears after a few seconds, which I find weird. I don't know why Apple have done that way. Maybe you'll get always on display on next year's base models, like we've got Dynamic Island this year. And of course, another thing that we've got in common is the USB-C charging port. That's across the board on all the iPhones this year. So that means fast data transfer speeds, not just charging. But what I didn't initially realize is that you can also actually charge some accessories from the phone itself. So if you're out on the go and you need to top up those AirPods, here are the new AirPods Pro with the USB-C port, and there you go. We're charging those away just like that from the phone. Or if I drop the phone and I get our Apple Watch charger. Once again, that's a USB-C connection, and we can charge our Apple Watch with that. What I didn't know until I just tried this a few minutes ago is that we can actually take that Apple Watch charger and we can MagSafe our AirPods to it, and that charges that as well. Did you know that? Does it? No, I didn't know that. There you go. You learn something new every day. Hey, this is turning into a very long video, and I wanted to talk about the cameras as well, because we've got a 48 megapixel main shooter on this camera now, which is a big upgrade. 2 times telephoto lens. So that does all sorts of crazy and wonderful things, which I'll talk about more in the review. And then this true depth selfie shooter. Let's take you inside that one first and see how that looks with all the autofocus and other features it brings into play. Here we go. Okay, here we are inside that 12 megapixel true depth selfie cam. I'm in cinematic mode right now, so as you can see, like I'm in focus and the background sort of out of focus, very professional. And yeah, there's all sorts of features on this camera. When you're taking photos just with that selfie cam, you get the new feature which is right across the iPhone 15 range of you can make that photo a portrait. Even when you're not in portrait mode, you get a little F down the bottom of the screen, you activate that, and then you can just literally decide what you want to be in focus, and then everything else will go out of focus, basically, and you get that cool portrait effect without actually having to be in portrait mode. You get great nightography and and stabilization, all that sort of stuff, and that's with the front-facing camera. So pretty cool. Let's see how good the new primary shooter is as well. Here we go. All right, and now here we are inside that amazing primary shooter, and I do say amazing because you still got a 48 megapixel main sensor there, which bins things down to a 24 megapixel resolution, so high resolution main shots, and a 2 times zoom, which seems to work pretty well as well. And yeah, a whole lot of other great features. I've been taking really good photos with this phone, and you could argue that the main difference between the Pro and the base model is the camera quality, but how do you think this looks? Because you're getting me through the iPhone 15 Plus, and I think I look great.